Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, we are going to go ahead and jump on into a specific storytelling. These are the ones where I do leave the comments on. If you guys want to type the word heal into the comments, that gets you entered to win for next Monday. Each Monday, I go through the comments and I randomly select somebody and I do a storytelling for them. This week's winner, by the way, is Effie 7574, and I will timestamp this at the end for Effie. Actually, what I think I'm going to wind up doing is doing a separate video and adding the free link to the end of this, because I guarantee you this story might get a little bit long because this is a specific message. Before I jump into this, let me also mention one other thing, which is between now and January, once a week, each week, I'm going to be going live on both channels for about 30 minutes or so on each channel, 30, 40, somewhere in there. But that'll be once a week on this channel and once a week over on Kate's Regretless Life, and doing some card pulls. Every holiday season, I always try to do something to say thank you guys for being a part of my world. You guys are absolutely lovely. And so I thought, let's see, how can I have some fun with this? And I thought, let's do a few more lives. Let's do one every week now. It's not going to be a specific time. It'll be, random. I'll intentionally try to mix it up, sometimes day, sometimes night, different days of the week, so that hopefully everybody gets a chance at least. And don't worry if you never make it to lives. That's why I also opened up the comments on these specific messages, so you don't have to rely on, I got to be in a live video in order to maybe get a card pull, that you have all week to pop into one of these. So I hope that makes it easier and funner and fairer for everybody. I try to think about that when I do these. You guys, thanks everyone. So good to see you all. Hi. All right. So I want to go ahead and start out by saying this is a specific message. And so it starts with an actual, like, something that came up in my world or popped into my head at random. I don't know if somebody was smelling water. Now, I personally love the smell of, like, how creeks smell different. Sometimes pond water smells mucky or dirty, but like running water can smell really sweet. Depends on if there's something decaying in it. I don't know if somebody was smelling rain or if they were smelling water or if they were smelling stagnant water. I didn't get a bad like odor, but it was definitely the scent of water. Maybe somebody was like smelling, I don't know, it felt more like a body of water, not like somebody was smelling rain. Okay. I was out in the rain, by the way, but it didn't smell like rain to me. But this was like somebody could smell like a large body of water is what I would say. Or maybe chlorine in bathtub water or something. I don't know. I'm not sure yet what that's going to represent, but we'll keep that in mind. I always think of water as emotions. Maybe somebody is picking up on somebody's emotions. Maybe they're smelling it. We have a 7 of Pentacles, though. That's actually something that's been going on for a while. Now, there's a lot of growing things behind her. Maybe somebody is looking for a place where there's lots of green things. Maybe they want to live someplace very green. So they're looking for a place that has water. I could see somebody like house hunting, actually. 2 of Swords. There's the ocean behind her. So we could have somebody who's at the ocean, but she's blocking this, or somebody is blocking this. So we have somebody who's like, I'm always looking for something that I can't quite find, but it's almost like she's right in front of it and doesn't know it. Is this a feminine who has been trying to find, think of like if an animal is out there trying to find water, like out in the desert, a lot of animals have better instincts for finding water than sometimes humans do, right? But if this is like a quest, I didn't think of it like that, but now that's what it's looking like. We have somebody who's been seeking something for a long time, not knowing she's already there. She's had it by her this whole time. She's had access to it for a long time without knowing it. We have a Knight of Swords. We've got like a tornado, hurricane energy coming in here. Something is coming in fast for her, or someone is coming in fast. If she's wanted to, she's about done with something. This could be somebody who's about done with love. And she's like, you know what? Here's the thing. I've been looking for love. I can't find it. So screw that. I'm slamming those gates shut, but I'm going to go live my best life. And I'm just going to, devote myself to travel. I'm going to just fully focus on other aspects of my life because I'm done with, imagining that I'll find somebody that I'll live a love story with, but I'll certainly live a good life story. Just, it won't be love from me. And I'm fine. I'm choosing that. Here's the thing. There has been somebody in her general vicinity all this time that has been like a potential great match, a potential great lover for her. Yeah, we literally have love like at her doorstep and she's never noticed it. She's never noticed it. Okay, so let's take another look. TLB, I did not forget. This week, I promise you, I will get a follow up to the storyline that you wanted. The one about the house. I didn't forget. It's on my list. It's just with the holiday and everything in there, it's taking me some time to get to things. But it's up here and it's on a list. I'm working through the requests that people have given me. We've got a Queen of Swords upright. Okay. She's definitely starting to say, I don't want certain things. She's definitely starting to say things like, I don't want that. I don't want that. And yet it's right there. And she's kind of in a state of bull. Queen of Swords can be blunt. Horse buggy. We got a Page of Cups. Okay, I don't see this as somebody wanting to give her an apology. I see this as somebody maybe wanting to date her. Maybe somebody who's been in her world, just not in the capacity she was looking at them as. Maybe they are a little shy. Maybe she sees them as what? Oh, no, that's just, they're not anybody. Yes, this is a full-grown person, and you're dismissing them like they're, a juvenile, and they're not. They're full-grown, grown-up. She's like, oh, no, not him. That wouldn't be, I've been looking for love. I've never found it. I'm done with love now. There's none of that around me. No. Yeah, oh, that's sweet. Somebody might be interested in me, that particular person, but that's not who I would be interested in. I would say she can't say that until she gives this person a chance, because she may need somebody just like this to lighten up all this energy. Look, we're all still 5 years old on the inside. I personally, anything with sprinkles on it, and I want to eat that. I love sprinkles. And it doesn't matter how old I get, I will always love sprinkles. My mother, cookies. She is my cookie monster. She will lie about how many cookies she ate. I bake her cookies every single week and make sure she's always got cookies. And she's like, you didn't give me cookies this week. I'm like, yes, I did. And I think you ate them all already. We all have our little kid thing. And I almost feel like no matter how mature we get and how much we say, life's been a bit disappointing, but I'm going to have this good life and I'm a queen and I'm taking charge and I'm done with, fantasies of love. This kind of says, no, actually, maybe she needs somebody like him to bring out the little kid in her with that Page of Wands. Maybe she needs a little bit more like play. Maybe what she thought she was hunting for was, I got to start out in a king or queen relationship, when in fact, maybe what she needs is somebody who she can just laugh with and be goofy with and start out as friends and playmates before turning it into a romance. I'm wondering if perhaps that's why we have her saying, I've been looking for water all this time, not knowing I'm literally sitting in front of it. I had no idea. I'm sitting in front of the ocean. I can smell water. I can't find it. I know love is out there, but I never get it. Maybe she was looking for it in too structured or too grown up. This story is kind of challenging a character to consider that. I mean, I know we always say, oh, we want somebody who's mature and somebody who's in a, they're going to be a great match for us. And that, we can have this fabulous relationship together where everybody's already all grown up and they've got their life goals matched and squared away. And now they're like ready to give to another person. And we always think that's the ideal. We have to be all of our ducks in a row. We've, found our career paths. We've found our confidence. But this story is challenging us to say, once we do all those things, maybe we also need to remember how to be a little bit less stuffy and be a little bit more little kid. And remember what it's like to not ask people these dry questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's kind of a dead question. Instead, it's like, I got a worm collection you know, and it's like, why you got worms? Where you find them? You know, it's like, why not have more engaging, more fun, you know, talk about things that you care about and fun experiences and maybe play a little bit more instead of being in these more the intensity of the adult world to start out a relationship. Look, I'm not knocking having a mature partnership, but it feels like she's very mature and things haven't been anything but kind of stressful and disappointing. And so maybe the thing is she's she's maybe needing somebody who's a little bit more fun and somebody she can just start with and relax with. Lightning cast, I love that. Um, 10 of Cups. Oh my God, this is so nice. It's about having a happy relationship instead of a super, super grown up one. The grown up stuff will come. But first, being able to ask, does this person make me light up? Do they make me laugh? Do they make me feel like there's rainbows and stuff? And, you know, can we have dates where we go out and we do silly things? I want to go to the train museum. I want to ride the little bitty train. Can we go do that? Because that sounds like more fun than the whole insanely insane adult world. I mean, especially now. The adults of the world are freaking nuts, and we can all see it. The adults are not adulting very well. And I'm not saying then let's all just be kids, but I am saying like chill the hell out. You know, and enjoy life to a certain extent and be softer and be kinder and, you know, maybe just chill the hell out. This feels like there's a lot more love and more fun and more satisfaction to be had. And then it can morph into like a very serious relationship, but starting fun. That might be the better route to take. I definitely feel like these two could do crazy, silly arts and crafts together. I feel like they could go to, like, I will say this, I am one of those people where I love to go to zoos and museums. The first time I was ever at a zoo, I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'd never been to a zoo. I was by myself and I was in my early 20s. I think I was barely 21. And I probably weirded out a lot of parents with their kids because I was like so excited. I couldn't believe the itty bitty monkeys and all the, oh my God, it was so amazing. The Albuquerque Zoo was stellar. And ever since then, like, I adore zoos. I mean, I don't like to think of animals in captivity, but if they're born into captivity and they've imprinted on people, you know, that's a whole different story there. But in any case, there are things that, you know, maybe it's good to go to the zoo and be a little kid and enjoy, like, can you believe how many animals walk this earth? Can you believe all the differences that there are in, you know, just the microcosms that exist and all the different species? And it's so fascinating. You get so excited and so lost for many hours, or going to a science museum and just losing yourself. I mean, I spent a whole day and they practically had to pry me out of there at the Royal Observatory in Flamsteed House in London. You know, there's sometimes when you let yourself just like be wowed by things that you care about in life or things you didn't even know you were going to fall in love with in life. Those are your best days as an adult too. And if you have somebody to share those experiences with, that maybe that's a better basis than sitting down and dryly asking each other over a glass of wine, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? You know, like that might be the approach she had taken. And this says, throw that out the window, go have some fun, go to the zoo, go paint something, you know, go to a paint and sip class, go make a craft, go do something that's silly, wear your pantaloons and ride some puffy little dolphin paddle boards or something, or whatever you call those. Not a paddle board, but those paddle boats. All of this says prim and proper, grown up, but also fun. That's maybe who she needs to connect to, not somebody who necessarily sits down and talks about their 5-year plan and all of their accomplishments and is quite, you know, pompous about their accomplishments in life, but instead somebody who's just having a good time. I think this is going to be a better route for her in this particular story, right? And maybe it's because our characters have already accomplished a lot in life. So the workhorse chapter of their life, they can let off the gas pedal a little bit, and now they can reclaim what life is supposed to be, which is one of the accomplishments in life is to make sure that we're doing things that make us happy too, and remember to stay like wowed by the world that we live in, and remember to have hobbies, and remember to enjoy laughing together, and remember to, have friendships as much as partnerships and lovers. I don't know. I love this one. I know it's kind of short and simple, but I think that's what this message is. So let's not make it heavy. Let's leave it right here. This is enough. She's supposed to have somebody she can play with, and there's already somebody like that in her environment, and she just hasn't seen them that way. We do have to ask one last question. Is she meeting this person then? Is this what we're gearing her up for in this? Magician. Yeah, the magic's coming to town. I don't know if this person is like a performer of sorts, or somebody that she will bump into at, like, maybe she's going to be watching some street busker or something. This could be somebody who's on the street corner, performing when she meets this potential romantic partner, or she and this romantic partner who I think has already been in her world. I think this is somebody that she kind of already knows, but never considered as a romantic partner before. Maybe she literally bumps into him. He could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We saw him as two different knights and as a page. And normally we would say, oh, well, that wouldn't match with a queen. Yet maybe that's exactly who she needs to match with in this story. But now we also see them as a major arcana, or this is the person, this could be the universe helping to bring these two together, kind of swirling things together, getting two people a chance to meet each other in the first place. Sometimes the universe works in mysterious ways. But the magician says, magic has come to town. So maybe they do go to the circus. Maybe they do meet somewhere at an event or a seminar or something like that. But it just feels like there is something eye-catching that will draw both of them. And that's how these two begin to interact. But I do feel like she already knows this person somehow. Like they're an individual in her community. There's somebody that she's just never considered them as a romantic partner until they start to have some fun together. And so the environment has to begin with a little bit of fun. Like I say, seeing a street busker or something like that. All right, you guys, I'm going to bounce on out of here. This is a fun one. Lightning Cast, Bobby, Gemini, Twin Gang. Hi, honey. Hi, Ramon. Ginger Montague. Yeah, it was nice to get something lighthearted. RT. Hi, babe. Supernova. Me too, TLB. Oh, the gummy bear commercial was adorable. That was one of my favorite commercials I've seen in many, many years. The first time I saw it was the British version while I was abroad, and it was so cute. And then I saw they did it in the US too. Hi, AJ. Me too. I like these ones. Hamida Beno. Hi, babe. Calm C. Thank you guys so much. Rage the Cage. Hi. All right, you guys. Sparkle 11. Supernova. Broken. Hi, honey. Wendy E. Ken Ramey. I love it. All right, you guys. I will see you again. Hi, Louise. Sunshine, Anisha Chatu. You guys are first in the house. Travis. Hi, hun. Hi, Karen Bishop and Christopher. Holly Stoker. Hey, babe. And shout out to you in Florida, Supernova. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. All right, lots of love. I will put the our winners video as a link in the description box. It'll be up in about 6 or 7 minutes. All right, lots of love. Bye for now.